we have this week the practice of high-mindedness, the quality of high-mindedness, which is, I will see goodness in everything. I will see goodness in everything. That's the consciousness of the masters. That's the divine consciousness. We look around at the world and we don't necessarily see goodness in everything. But we're looking, how are we looking? We're looking from ego consciousness, not from that divine consciousness. And so high-mindedness is an invitation to attune to the consciousness of the masters. As Swami said, meditate on the divine incarnations, especially their consciousness. Stay in attunement as we go through our lives. Try to see as they would see. There's an example, maybe you've heard this joke, but I'll tell it anyways. There's a young couple who moved into their dream house, and they were sitting down to a meal at their kitchen table, and the wife looked out the window, and she saw her neighbor was putting out her laundry. And she said, "Oh my goodness, look at that woman's laundry, it's filthy. Someone has got to talk to her and tell her how to do her laundry properly. It's just dirty." And the husband didn't say anything. And so a couple days later, they were sitting down again to their meal, and she looked out the window and again saw the neighbor was putting out her laundry, and she again exclaimed, "Oh my goodness, her laundry is so clean. Someone must have talked to her and told her how to do her laundry properly." And the husband, without even raising his head from the meal, said, "Actually, I got up early and cleaned the window." And that dirty window is that ego consciousness. We look around at the world and we don't see goodness, and we think the world isn't good, that it's, that things are not happening as they should. But we have to clean our window. The masters, God, sees the world through a clear, clean window, that clear consciousness. And so that's our job, is to work to keep our consciousness clear. I've been giving some online classes, and I met this woman in one of the first classes. And the assignment I gave everyone was to look for the light. That was their invitation, their homework assignment, was to go home and look for light moments, moments of joy, of goodness with their children. Just observe and look for that goodness, just see what would happen. And so this woman came back, she signed up for the second series of classes, and she said she was completely amazed. She couldn't believe how simple that practice was, and yet it completely shifted her perspective. It completely shifted the way that she was relating to her children. It was so touching, and she was motivated to come back again. And so she came to another class I had in the morning, and we started the class by going around and everyone sharing a little bit about their favorite thing about their child. So, no matter what difficulties or problems they might be having, everyone was able to think of some wonderful quality of their child and share that, and it was really sweet. And she came again to the class I had that evening, and she said, "I want to keep doing that every morning because it completely changed the day that I had, the way that we interacted and the way that I perceived their behavior and what was happening, just by setting that intention at the beginning of the day to see goodness, to see that positive behavior and those positive qualities." And so it's an invitation to all of us to look for the light, to look for the goodness. Just the effort of looking can help to raise our consciousness, even if we don't see it at first, just to look. So I invite you to take that experiment on, even if just for a day, just to see what will happen, to look for goodness in the people around you and the circumstances around you. Even something simple as seeing goodness in nature, seeing beauty, seeing kindness. It's so simple, but it's there. We just have to look for it. We just have to make that effort. So, as we look for that goodness and that kindness, we come back again and again to that goodness within ourselves, because what we look for, we strengthen in ourselves. We can't see outside of us something that's not already there in some little way, inside of us, that spark of divinity. Everyone is an avatar. Who are you? So make that effort. It's been a very long year for some of us, and many not so good things. But as a challenge, look back. Look for the good things. Look for the good things that you've done, that you've seen others do, and keep that as your focus as you go forward.